Hi guys, welcome to the roast session for your weekly dose of heat, where we will pelt you with podcasts and gaming videos. Follow us also on twitch.tv/the roast session. Hi guys, welcome back to the roast session. As always, it's your host Gabs. With me, as always,
your boy Yao,
Lugo,
and Stefan. That clap.
The boys are back at it. We're here, gathered up, for this cookout, for this heat. Before we jump into today's topic, has anyone done anything, modern, a little exciting recently? No, anything?
Well, I recently started writing on moviepilot.com for their it's kind of like a subsidiary website called Now Loading. So I write articles on that website, and every now and again they get put on the front page. You can find me on there. I guess my username is Yawoda, Yawoada.
Oh, okay, cool.
If anything, I'll put that in the description of the video.
You want that?
So in case people are like, "Whoa, what the let's do this."
Yeah, I basically just write articles on video games and stuff. So you check it out if you're into video games.
That's good. You're being productive.
Yeah, I'll check it out myself, actually.
I've been counterproductive lately. I've had a setback in life.
What happened, Gabs?
I feel like Gabs is a walking setback in life.
My whole life is just one bad montage. A series of unfortunate events. But I blew out my back recently. That's.
Oh, you're too young for this.
I am way too young to be feeling this old, and I was like, I could be a gym guy. I follow enough meme pages on Instagram. I believe in the swole and pictures of lions about pride. Yeah, that's me. And I've been wearing a belt at work because if not, I'll die.
Damn, Gabs.
It's been pretty real.
You gotta take it easy.
I gotta take it easy.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Scarface. Thank you, Tony Montana.
Gabs is like Peter Parker. Like, he goes through life, always something good happened, and they have the ways to take it away.
Oh, it's 100% one step forward, two steps back.
Like
I also got my first ticket. That was another thing.
High fives right here.
It was not a good ticket. It was the police that pulled me over.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah,
such
but
as a good ticket. What do you mean by a good ticket? Like I
to a concert.
I got like a Chuck E. Cheese ticket today.
So, like, were you or were you not breaking the law though?
Yes.
Wait.
That changes your opinion on it? Wait, hold on. You're doing illegal
I
things.
got a ticket for no reason.
No, but sometimes your headlight was out, or
the funny thing is, I've had a lot. When I first got this car, there was a lot of things illegal with it. Like, I came with the dark tints it had. It had illegal taillights. Like, these are things that's how I bought the car.
Okay.
Every cop that has pulled me over, because I've been pulled over before, it's not that unnatural, and I was like, all right.
Son, it makes yourself sound like a not safe driver.
His car's hot.
And I'll blast music, so when a cop pulls me over, once I roll down my window, they see my kind, generous face. They're like, "Oh, you don't mean to do no harm.
Yeah.
You're a good kid.
Yeah.
Get out of here, all right?"
You little rascal.
Scram. There was one cop. He literally, I was saved by the grace of God. Like, he pulled me over, and as he was pulling me over, somebody just zoomed down doing 120, and he was like, "All right, you could go." He like, "Go chase that guy."
I got justice to serve.
And that day was great, but no, my luck finally ran out. I now have to pay a ticket, and that's gonna be my week's money for a little bit.
See, cops all have their own melanin tolerance, and usually cops had a pretty high tolerance that kept pulling you over, and then this one guy showed up and he's like, looked at you.
Not today.
He took out his palette.
Oh my God.
What can I handle today?
He looked at your skin, took out his palette, and was like, too dark. You're paying this ticket.
I have to assume it's just end of the month quota stuff.
Yeah,
it's
a
just collecting.
It's a
He's like, not only are you speeding, fuck your tints, fuck your face, you going to court.
He pulled me over and he's like, "What's today? Today's the 28th. Oh yeah, you got a ticket. My bad."
It's like you're ordering food at McDonald's. He's like, "I'm a supersized."
Well, what about you, Stefan, Lugo? Anything?
Well, staying on the driving topic, I got my license after driving. Not so legally all these years.
Okay.
Sure you want to say this?
Well, I mean, they can't do nothing now. I'm legal.
They've seen your face, by the way.
I'm legal.
I've been hanging out with criminals. Hanging out with literal criminals.
I've done nothing.
I was going by the rule of if you drive with 2 to 3 people with permits, they all combine to make it legal to drive.
Where did you read this rule? Was that?
And so I have a license now.
He pulls out a polymerization from Yu-Gi-Oh, slaps it down, and the permits become a license. And the cop's like, all right, you got me.
So,
Did you think that would actually work on a cop? Was like,
no, not at all, but it made me feel better.
Because the cop would be like, all it means is that there are 4 illegal people in this car.
It made me feel a lot better. Actually going out and driving and doing stuff.
Doing stuff the legal way now.
Yeah, but I'm legal now, you know? So I'm just going to pat on my back.
Yeah, that's pat worthy.
Could you imagine if Junior gets pulled over, his like license and registration, he gives him 6 permits, his registration, the cop's like, what the fuck is this?
He's like, well, you add them all together. Carry the one.
He comes like, get the fuck out of the car.
Oh,
You're all going to the big house.
And what about you, Stefan? What have you been up to lately?
I've been starting my new projects with the graphic novels. Been starting my new comics, and those have been going good. I've been enjoying them. Hopefully, those get picked up, and I'll send a few rough drafts out to some friends. Hopefully, they like them. But in like more major news, I've been to the doctor for the first time in 3 years.
It's a sign of an adult.
Yeah, my body has been betraying me, but I'm good now. I can hear again.
Oh, so he healed you.
Yeah, I am.
You're a medic.
Yeah, I'm alive. They respawned me and everything. I came back normal.
You got a full body reboot.
I'm a human again, guys. I'm back to normal. But besides that, everything's been going fine. I've been playing Overwatch a lot. Overwatch is pretty fun.
Yeah, me too. I've been playing.
There's a few balance issues with that fucking game. But
Nah.
Are you
Tracer's
gonna complain
Bay.
about
Tracer's Bay.
Are you gonna complain about McCree?
No, I play McCree.
Everybody's complaining
I
about
play McCree.
No,
I like that character.
No, I'm already a bitch ass nigga. It's too late.
Everyone's just like, then he needs to be nerfed. That high noon is crazy.
No, I am. If everyone sounds fucking Patrick Stewart.
And we all know
Sean Connery.
that's not the butthurt noise. The butthurt is like, he's too strong. It's uncomfortable.
No, my problem lies with multiple other characters, but that's for like another talk another time in the future. So yeah, everything's been going pretty well.
Well, I'm glad to hear, we're all being pretty much productive besides me, but that's beside the point.
Gabs, you're staying in shape. I ain't doing that.
No, I hurt myself. That was the point. Now I can't. I was trying to.
But you still on for the gym tomorrow, right?
I guess.
Y'all said that like as if he was going, but Yao's not going. He was just saying that for the joke.
You can work on your forearms.
I could just take selfies in the squat rack like other people at the gym do.
That's true too. You can hang out on the treadmill,
Hang out on the treadmill.
Power walk. That's your life now. Power
That's
walk.
it. That would just be calisthenics.
Power
and
walk
stuff
to
like that.
fucking I Need a Hero by Bonnie Tyler.
But let's jump into the main topic, the main course. What we're cooking today.
We started this campfire, man. This roast is about to happen.
We got some lighter fluid,
We got a lot of the 1738 crap.
that
28?
Fetty Wap drink.
Oh, you want to use it as fuel?
It was horrible.
I wouldn't mind it actually.
We'll do it one day. We'll do it for the s'mores.
Yeah. For the s'mores.
But for those of you watching, this roast is mainly
It's brought to you
brought to you by
Brought to you by Brian Singer, everybody.
Brian Singer.
Brought to you by Brian
Brought to
Singer.
you by Xmen Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Feels like the apocalypse.
I wish it was the apocalypse for this X-Men.
I wish Apocalypse was real so we could
This
build a
series.
better fucking world right now for me.
Let this movie be the response to the world.
Let this movie be an example of what not to make a movie look like.
Let's end it here. It could end here.
It should be. We need a rebirth. We need a reboot in the X-Men series. But let's do this rotisserie style. We'll all get our turn to roast this.
We all have a go.
Well, yeah. Why don't you start us off?
All right, so we had, you guys might not know, but we just came back from watching this movie. Not in theaters, wink, wink. But
Illegally,
illegally. But I mean, my expectations were very low. I mean, everybody's been saying this movie's trash. I usually don't agree with people when they say it's positive, so what's negative, it must be even worse. And guess what, guys? It was even worse.
They did not lie.
It was worse than people thought. That's like a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. It deserves a 0%. This movie is garbage. I mean, I'm not going to come at it from a comic book, standpoint. I don't know that much about the X-Men comic books, but the movie, structures doesn't work at all. What were they trying to do with this movie?
It's 47 on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm sorry.
47?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good either.
Oh no, it's still bad.
It still deserves a 0. That much won't change. But this movie, the main villain is Apocalypse. He shows him the start of the movie. I guess the movie was trying to establish him as a character, but it kind of just showed him. He's like, I'm trying to transfer my body. He gets betrayed in the first 2 minutes he shows up, and for some reason he's locked in under a fucking pyramid, even though he has superpowers, and so does the people who were protecting him. And they had strong powers, not weak ones. Someone literally had force fields, and he got trapped under rocks. And she got trapped under rocks with force fields.
She should have laid on him.
It's like, a lot of my problems with this movie is someone will have a power, and they won't use it. Case in point, Apocalypse. Throughout the whole movie, we see him literally turn people into dust. Without even touching them.
Broken his character.
And what happens in the movie? He's defeated by Jean Grey, Cyclops, and a couple of guys. Why didn't you just turn them to dust? Now, if he didn't want to kill any mutants, that would have made sense. But he has no qualms about killing anybody. So what was that? Why?
Plot convenience?
And that's the whole movie. It describes the whole movie. Why can't this person do this? Because I said so. Nightcrawler, I can't teleport out of this cage because of electromagnetic cages. Why is that limiting your powers?
So dumb.
How did they capture him in the first place if he can teleport? Literally, they grab him and he teleports.
Yo.
The whole movie is just I'm trying to enjoy this movie, but you keep bullshitting me. Why?
There's an overarching thing with movies these days. It's things happen for the convenience of plot. Not for anything else other than to further plot.
And I'm okay with some of it, how they discovered Apocalypse. They were like, oh, well, they just happened to find him, and this just happened to be the time that they found him. Yeah, okay, they're fine. A story has to happen, so something has to happen to, kick it off, right? But the things that happen in the plot are so ridiculous. Even at the end, when, Xavier's like, Jean, unleash your power. And now she unleashes the Phoenix. So when she's seen everyone get their ass whooped, she's just like, maybe later.
It's too soon. Too soon to do.
It's too soon.
Wait until the next movie.
Maybe she thought Charles could take him on in that mind boxing.
She actually is telepathic, so she actually see him getting his ass beat. Unless she was like, nah, this is pretty good. Eating telepathic popcorn. Watching his ass get beat. The whole movie
fucking
is just...
mind corn.
It's ridiculous, I'm not even talking about the comic book stuff, Storm not having, white hair until, Apocalypse gives her white hair, Mr. Sinister giving the angel his wings, and now this time Apocalypse does. I'm not even talking about that stuff. The movie just doesn't work at all. From a normal story point, storytelling point, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
The villain doesn't defeat them just because, I guess he didn't want to. He wanted to lose. Why does he want Xavier's body? I like his hair.
So he took that first.
Nothing about this movie even makes sense. And I tried to understand it. I was actually, paying attention intently. If you guys saw me watching, the look on my face was disgusted, but I was watching. And I was trying to understand what was happening. But, it just came up short. A lot.
Fair.
It was really bad, very, very Batman versus Superman-like.
Oh, is that a way we can describe bad now?
That's bad.
Not horrible. It's very Batman vs Superman.
We won't rate things from 1 to 10.
It's very Zack Snyder.
Also, if you're wanting to watch this movie just because, oh man, I want to, see some cool action, you won't.
You won't.
The choreography is terrible. The CGI is terrible.
CGI is everywhere in this.
They didn't even set up any cool fights. You might see the commercial and be like, "Oh, I can't wait to see this person fight." No one really fights in this movie. Honestly, there's one fight with, I guess, Beast fighting Psylocke. I guess. I mean, Nightcrawler just jumped on the Angel's face.
He looked like Team
and that was fight over. He lost.
Yeah.
So there was really no fights in this movie. So if you're here for action, you won't get that.
That's true.
Nightcrawler's fights with angels aren't really fights. It's Nightcrawler just teleporting angel places.
That's why I literally said this movie doesn't really offer anything for anybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure Stefan's going to get into more of the comic book stuff. Why it isn't, good for, people that are fans of the comic books. But if you're just looking for a fun action movie, this is not that either. If you're looking for a good story, this isn't that either. So what is this movie? It's bad.
There it is.
That's my piece on this movie.
What about you, Spawn?
Oh, here comes the encyclopedia.
Take the helm.
Oh, taking the reins on this horse. This movie, from a moviegoer's standpoint, this movie's pacing was horrid, and if you're an action buff, this is definitely the movie you don't want to go to for action. If you like romance, you definitely shouldn't come to this movie since there's none of that in there. If you want a good story, you should probably just go pick up an X-Men comic, because you're not going to get a good X-Men story nor a good movie story.
Hey, wait, there was romance. You remember Xavier and that one CIA lady?
Oh, yeah. It's like, I will give you my memories of my dick back here. Have them back.
We dated in Cuba.
Remember when I got shot in the spine? Fucking Magneto.
I used to be able to walk. It was sexy.
What's funny about that was, what triggered that? This movie sucks, man.
But yeah, besides inaccuracies with people's powers and whatnot, this fucking movie, it's sad. I want every movie in comic book movie in general that I watch to be good. And then this happens, and then there's CGI everywhere. And the fight scenes... literally, for people who've seen this movie, remember when Storm came down and she came down like a badass? A lightning bolt teleported her in. It was fucking hype, right?
Pretty hype.
And then Scott shoots a laser beam at her, and she's like, she trips out of the way. I'm like, what?
Apocalypse is her way out of there.
Apocalypse's team, these four horsemen of the apocalypse are supposed to be these badass motherfucking mutants that are don't take shit from anybody. And you have the most garbage team of bad guys in comic book history. Fucking Angel just had metal wings. He didn't give him anything else. Like Magneto, when he got his buff from
Wait, he got a cool haircut.
Oh yeah, he became a fuckboy. I forgot.
They also gave him a costume, which I don't know why Apocalypse did that. He's like, I want you to look good.
Is the first thing Angel does when he gets his metal wings is he throws his feathers like daggers into the wall. He never does that for the rest of the way.
He did it one time.
Yeah, he did it one. He threw it at them when he first came up to the X-Men when they showed up.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. But that was it.
Yeah, but literally, Apocalypse was like, I will bring out the greatness in your power. So he touched Angel, and his wings turned metal. I was like, how is that your powers full extent like that? How is it the full extent of your powers? Your wings are just gonna turn metal?
Hey, you can't throw blades. No, you can't.
He made Magneto stronger, and Magneto blew up Auschwitz with his magnet powers, and everyone else was like, I have a sword. I can summon lightning a little bit, I can fly. That's it. It was lame as fuck. Magneto was the only person on the team that was Diesel. And even then, he didn't fight. He fought only at the end. He threw metal shit at Apocalypse. That was just about it.
I told you,
debris
man.
at him.
Yeah.
You might have watched the trailer for the movie, and you're like, this movie's going to be hype. We're going to see Jubilee. We're going to see Magneto fight.
Oh, yeah,
people.
Jubilee didn't use her powers.
You're not going to see any fights, and you're not going to see Jubilee do anything with fights. All you're going to do is see them go to the movies. That's it.
At least you have to suffer through Jubilee wearing leather black outfit. She had her,
That
she had
is
her
true.
yellow
That is
jacket
true,
and her
yeah.
loop.
I think this is the big problem with... Wait, Bryan Singer has been doing all the X-Men movies, right? He's been doing 1, 2, and 3.
He did 1 and 2. 3 was Brett Ratner.
That movie
He
sucked.
First Class was Matt Vaughn, a better filmmaker. And he did Days of Future Past in this one.
Alright, so I'm going to say this right now. I think Bryan Singer misrepresents these characters completely. Remember Rogue? How Rogue just didn't do anything cool? Because if you have an idea of Rogue in the comic books, or even from the 90s animated series, Rogue was always this badass, strong female character. And in the movie, she was afraid of her powers. She didn't adapt or anything. She didn't grow. Nothing happened with her. She was just lame.
She's been better in X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
And she's literally emo in that series.
Yeah.
And the movies made her look lame. Fucking goddamn Jubilee didn't use her powers. Fucking Olivia Munn's ass. Fuck Olivia Munn. And
she looked hot. That's it.
Yeah, she fucking... I like Psylocke a lot, and I wanted her to get good, a good representation, and she didn't. She looked like trash. Storm, was poop tier in this movie.
You know what's funny? It's they were actually able to give her a mohawk since it's actually a real thing, but they didn't give her a mohawk. They gave her some kind of weird faux hawk. I was like, but if you wanted to give her an edgy hairstyle, she actually does have one. That's canon. Why wouldn't you use that one?
Oh, and speaking of edgy, this movie has nothing but edgelords in it. Literally, fucking Mystique took edgy-ass fucking emo boy Nightcrawler down to a cave of edgelord mutants just to hang out there.
Why does he have blue highlights?
That makes no fucking sense.
Also, another misrepresentation. Nightcrawler looked lame as hell in this movie. He didn't even use swords or anything. He's like he's a swordsman. He's an experienced sword fighter. He was just some lame little kid. Like, I don't understand, man. Like, why the missed opportunities? Also, get better choreography teams, Bryan Singer. You know what?
And a better CGI team.
All the Wolverine fight scenes.
And a better writer. And get a better director. Bryan Singer, get a better director.
Have someone ghostwrite for you.
And also, this is the shit me and y'all brought up in the movie. If you guys watch Days of Future Past, Mystique as Stryker took Wolverine. So why does the real Stryker have Wolverine?
How's it 10 years later, but everyone looks the same age?
Yeah.
I mean, I know why, but why is it in the movie that way?
Like, there's so many inaccuracies in this movie. And Apocalypse looked lame. He didn't even look like a cool villain. He said some funny shit.
He looked like Ivan Hughes, so
Yeah.
you like the Power Rangers movie.
Like, he looked smaller than everyone else. Like, he looked like the same size as the other people. He just looked like some lame blue person. Yeah. Also, this movie likes blue a lot. There's a lot of blue filters for no reason.
I love blue and
I don't know why.
Like Magneto in the Forest with his wife and daughter. Why is that all blue?
That was bad.
I guess the same way how, what's his name? Beast was like, I inspired Cerebro after you, Mystique. I guess Bryan Singer was like,
he felt the same way.
inspired this movie after Mystique's blue color.
No, it was the Blue Man Group. He saw the Blue Man Group live and he's like, I can never go back. After this, I can never go back,
My
man.
life has changed.
Man, this movie has a wealth of issues and inaccuracies and all that. And yeah, I understand you don't have to make every comic book movie accurate to the comic book. But, like, if you're going to do that, then make the movie good. Because this movie was shit.
Yeah, I like Dark Knight. That one's not accurate to the comic books. It's like a
Yeah.
smattering of a whole bunch of different Batman stories.
Yeah.
Whereas this movie actually calls itself Apocalypse, and it is not, the Apocalypse from the comics, and it's not a good movie. So it's neither. So what is it? It's bad.
Well, I think they hint at the Apocalypse when at the end, when he says all is revealed. I think they're hinting at the Phoenix.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to go into the Dark Phoenix saga next, which is funny because they already did it. So if this is the past from that original universe, did it just happen twice?
Also, technically speaking, they're doing the third Wolverine movie, so is that just going to be Wolverine Origins, but with a different plot, better?
I can't take
Even though I doubt it'll be better.
Wolverine, the origin before the origin.
Original origin.
Wolverine, the re-fuck up.
The re-fuck up.
It's just really ridiculous, man. In the one Wolverine scene, they fucked up the one cool spot they could have had. Wolverine in the visor and shit, the way he looked in Weapon X, and they fucked it up. Hugh Jackman looked like an asshole with a fucking with that VR shit from Nintendo back in the day on his head.
There's a lot of things in this movie that just like, I'm like, does that belong in this movie? Like the Weapon X bit, does that belong in this movie?
Yeah, I know. That seemed
Not
like it was
really.
for Wolverine, the re-fuck up movie that's coming out next year.
Or the part where like they're going to to the movies, with Jubilee and stuff. That seems like a different movie that we didn't see.
Yeah.
Like a lot of parts of the movie that are disjointed where I'm like, is this like maybe the extended cut has like more explanation of what happened.
Actual plot.
I swear to God, I'm tired of these extended cut bullshit.
Nobu called it Nightcrawler was out without any sort of camouflage.
Oh yeah, that scene where he's just walking around with them. It was like, what is Jean making it so they can't see him?
I think it's either that or if you heard what who was saying, someone said that mutants are more accepted in like New York, Westchester area because of what Mystique did in the last movie.
Okay.
So maybe that's why they were more accepting of the mutants. So you can just go there.
Maybe it's also the edgelords that everyone.
Oh, everyone likes edgelords because this movie.
Maybe it's because he's blue and Mystique is blue. They were like,
I
Similar.
like this highlight.
I respect
It's
that.
okay.
It's a
Also, why did Quicksilver not want to tell Magneto that it was his father? Why would you leave that
Oh
open-ended?
my god, that bothers me so
It was the one thing I was like, come on, tell him.
how
Come
did
on, tell him.
How did Quicksilver even lose in this movie?
Yeah, Quicksilver didn't make any sense. Another weird thing, this dude moved so fast he was basically stopping time. He was the Flash in this movie.
How did Apocalypse beat him again? It seemed like he was slowing down. Then he used his powers.
He used the shotgun gun.
And I was like, wait a minute.
He activated his shotgun gun. He saw where he was going to
If
go.
Quicksilver has fast enough reactions to see a bomb going off, explosion in
Without being in the house to see
X-Mansion,
it.
without seeing being in the mansion, how come he can't stop himself being tripped? He should have literally saw it, walked around it, and continued kicking at Apocalypse's ass.
Yeah, this movie has a wealth of bullshit with it, but I don't want to take up all the time complaining and bitching about its inaccuracies. So, Gabs, you go for it.
Alright, I'll take a crack at it. Now, I don't really know about the X-Men comics or their mythos and their mythology. And I get confused always with the timeline of it all. But I can judge this movie on other things. Things that I find curious. Like how a great Egyptian pyramid, after it was torn asunder, became like a halal restaurant. And this is where Apocalypse is buried. I don't know how those ruins, like, they're like, let's just build the town square on it. Fuck it. Fuck tradition. And I say that mainly because there are still devout followers to Apocalypse. That means, because they said these people, they thought of mutants as gods.
And they went multiple locations looking for him and shit, too.
So they found him, and the whole time, or what the chemical X needed to bring him to life was sunlight. Which makes me think, like, wow, that's a really dumb missing chemical. That's all you needed. None of you thought of. Just close the door behind you. Why? It's cold out there. You can let the heat out.
Maybe they're like, we want anyone to find a spring.
I don't know. Because they had a guard at the entrance or whatever, and they have matching all like Illuminati tattoos. I was like, you guys have a down set cult. Why? You know what thought of sunlight? But I mean, that's just me. That's just something
That's strange. I don't know.
We'll disguise it with a halal restaurant. That's what we'll do.
Halal/rug restaurant, whatever.
Oh yeah, you guys.
But there was like a halal stand like right now. It was like under the food market or some bullshit.
There were just certain things in this movie that I was like, well, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, first of all, I have to say this movie is in the 80s, and I think that's why it's so many edgelords. Everyone has to be.
Oh, everyone has to be edgy.
Everybody was edgy.
I feel like when he was writing the script of this movie, like they're like, done, finished, let's go, and he was like, no, it's not edgy.
Can I get a picture of Bryan Singer? Does he look like an edgelord in real life?
But the number one thing that had to piss me off in this movie, besides Quicksilver not saying, "You're my daddy, I'm your son," you know, which could have ended the movie. You'd be like, oh, now I have reason to be a good guy. Or just at least not fight with Apocalypse. Early, we didn't need that last epic fight, or epic, if you want to use that word.
You say epic, there was no fight in that movie.
I meant just people throwing things at a force field.
Like, what was Magneto doing, honestly?
He was making beautiful designs.
He was taking in these rocks. They show up to him, they're like, hey, Magneto, you want to stop doing that? He's like, nah, I have to really take in these rocks.
I have to create the ambience. You can't just have a giant pyramid in the middle of nowhere without, weird tornadoes around.
The plot demands I play with rocks for, a little bit longer.
But the number one thing that pissed me off is with Magneto's story, with Magnus, with his family, with Scarlet Witch and his wife.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Was that Scarlet Witch?
I assume it's Scarlet Witch.
I thought it was Polaris.
It might be Polaris.
I don't fucking know.
Something to do with,
But she was controlling birds.
Yeah, but you ever seen that movie, The Core? When the core of the Earth is messed up and birds are hidden into the buildings? I thought it was something like that. Something to do with...
Do you think he thought that...
If it was like that, don't you think they should have explained it like that?
Well, they didn't explain what her powers were. She just started doing shit.
I thought she could control birds, so I thought it was the mind thing of... Again, maybe something they could have explained. But I just want to dissect that scene as much as I can. Because here you have these, I believe they're like Russian guards, and they pull them out, and they're like, we heard you have metal... Because the first thing he does is like, where are your badges? And they're like, no metal, we thought of everything. And you have guys with literal bows and arrows. Like,
a goddamn caribou hunting
this
team.
This is the Stone Age. We're going to club you to death, and then we're going to cook you. Rotisserie style. And the only thing I can think about is Magneto's not new. He's not a new mutant. Like, he's been around. He hates humans. Why wouldn't he carry a belt buckle? Maybe, maybe have like a fake gold tooth and just it's metal in his mouth. Just kill people like that.
Hey, yeah, the necklace.
Which wasn't on him.
He had the ring.
He had his ring, which he didn't use.
He's peaceful.
Magneto hates humans.
Not around the child, though.
They literally kidnapped his daughter. There's no more time for peace.
He didn't want to exclude.
And people were like,
well, he didn't want to kill them. It was because
right in front of his kid.
It's only because
he was already. If you remember, he's like, they saw me at work. We got to dip, and she's like, you right, get the child. Child's missing. So he was already in the process of leaving.
Oh, okay,
if you're fleeing, kill people. Screw that. Kill people. People know your face as the number one killer.
He was trying not to be that.
Yeah.
It's too late for that.
They pushed him to
also,
that point.
when he saved the guy from the molten bucket thing.
Yeah.
How could someone just jump and be like, he controls metal? He only controls metal. He saved him via only to be able to control
real good analysis.
metal.
He's not telekinesis. It's metal.
It's metal.
I didn't think about that. They're like, he only controls metal.
That literally could be any power. In fact, it actually could be the power to control metal, and it could just not be Magneto.
It could have been anything.
You know what's funny? No one questioned the guy who was like, "Oh, it almost followed me, so I stopped him with my powers."
Yeah, that makes sense. Didn't even. He's just like this. And
But the number one thing that bothered me is this girl starts freaking out, and birds start coming, and this guy who doesn't even have this bow and arrow fully fully cocked back. He's not putting effort into it. He's just like, look at these birds everywhere. Look at them. And then he accidentally shoots an arrow, and it hits whoever, Scarlet Witch, Polaris, other child of Magneto.
On the credits, would it say who she is?
I didn't watch.
I don't care. Frankly.
It hit her.
Frankly, I don't give a fuck.
Meanwhile, half of it's hanging outside of her bag, but somehow this godlike sniper shot through both her and his wife. How? With like a stone tip arrow. Like he's like the last Mohican. Like he is the last Aztec warrior. Like he is. It's in his blood.
You know, it's funny. If I saw that, I would have been like, you have a mutant power. There's no fucking way you can do that.
And then Magneto kills them in the exact same scene from Guardians of the Galaxy, minus the whistle. He's like, you see this? I'm gonna kill you all with the same weapon. And they just stand in line watching each other die like, my turn is next.
You know what's funny? They started talking to me. It was like, who shot that arrow? When they went up, they're like, who the fuck did that?
Yeah, who did that?
I guess
he's a mutant.
I guess they just accepted their death because they were like, oh, my be.
Out of all the things to bring, a bow and arrow. Like, you expected him to run when you had his daughter. Like, you can chase him down, hunt him down. He's not an animal. He's human.
Just the fact that they had one handy.
Oh, man. He was the only guy, I think, with a bow and arrow. The rest of them had, like, I think,
fucking
sticks.
billy clubs and
He
shit.
just happened to have one. Say, oh, good thing I kept this bow and arrow with me.
Everyone was like, are you crazy? We're just gonna beat him.
The only thing I can say is that since the newspaper showed Magneto's face, maybe they saw the face and they were like, oh, this looks like that one guy. And then that one guy told me that he controlled metal, so, one and, two and...
But it's so odd. Like, he works at the factory and
It's kind
whatnot,
of a
and he's like,
stretch
ate
for
with
me.
people and all that. And he's like, you guys don't look at newspapers or watch TV? You never figured this out before?
But the next scene that brought indigestion in my stomach, alright,
It wasn't the taquitos.
Yeah,
it wasn't the taquitos, no. It's when Storm is being a good host and she's like, you want water? You want to lay on this rug? We live in Cairo. I don't know what the fuck happens in Egypt. And he was like, places his hand on... By the way, quick shout out to the actor who played Apocalypse. If there is a silver lining in this movie, it's him and his eye rolling. It really is. Let me just... Roll my children.
Learning.
He places his hand on a television set.
Oh, he places his hand on a CGI television.
On a seat they
Oh my god.
They
That
couldn't
pissed
even
me
turn
off
on the
so
television.
hard, man.
Hey, man, if I was a television, I wouldn't appear in that movie either.
This whole movie was CGI. The helicopter scene was just flying flying CGI screen.
The backgrounds were CGI, and I was like, Egypt is real. It's a real place.
But somehow this man places his hand on a television screen. This is before, I'm assuming before the end. No, it's 80s. This is, like before the
movie
end.
ended. Before the end.
Places his hand on TV and somehow recollects all the data that has been since his rest till now, modern days. It's like, you have followed blind leaders. You believe in nukes, so I will get rid of the nukes. I don't know. Wouldn't he just be watching whatever she was watching? Or like things on at that time, which would be like The Price is Right.
No.
Or the Daily News.
I guess it was a satellite, so he could get a lot of different places. But like,
Jacked in.
I'm surprised that it didn't like fit in a joke about like I Love Lucy or like the Brady Bunch or something. Because that's the kind of things he should have been picking up.
He should have been.
Like he literally
It's
only
daytime
got
television.
He literally only got the news. I'm like, what kind of History Channel is showing the past right now?
He went to the History Channel, and it was just a documentary on Hitler, and that's how he ended up in Auschwitz. But like, another thing is, I was like, Storm is a thief. She's literally stealing petty shit. She stole like bread and like a basket. She had her own apartment. I was like, that don't make sense.
And she had satellite television.
She had TV. I was like, why are you stealing?
And a perfectly made picture of fucking Mystique on the wall.
That picture is glorious because it literally looks like the background has its own drop, so it looks like an actual like photo shoot.
The artist made that.
It's so pristine. I can't believe it was made in the 80s.
And she has it framed on her, and he's like, "Who is that?" She's like, "She's my hero. We love her. She is a mutant. Should we not collect her? No. We're gonna go collect fucking Wing Boy, who has no real powers besides flying."
Hey, to be fair, that was Apocalypse's choice.
God, I don't even understand.
Storm is like, if I made this team, I'd have strong mutants.
Yo, what if he used Cerebro? After he had his team, he used Cerebro, and he's like, there are stronger mutants out there? Fuck, man! This guy has wings! Shit!
I don't know how he didn't see the stronger mutants. When he showed up at Professor X's school, I would have just been harvesting. I'd be like, kids, gather around. Who wants power?
Maybe he was only taking downtrodden people that he thought would join him.
Do you know what? No, you know what I honestly think is why he didn't recruit the kids? These are the most racist, rude fucking kids I've ever seen in my life.
Wait.
This is a school of mutants. You were all freaks. Here comes Scott, blindfold the kid. They're like, hey, that kid's weird. Fuck that kid. You see what he did to that tree? Who cares?
What's funny about that is they blindfolded Scott like that would stop his powers from working. He obviously has his eyes closed under them.
You know what was interesting about that? Is the very first scene of him being blindfolded, he bumps into the bitch from Game of Thrones.
He bumps into Jean Grey.
And she has the audacity. I don't care if she didn't say it out loud. She thought she said, watch where you're going. Bitch, I can't see you.
You know, there's multiple layers to that. First, you can read Scott's mind, so you know he can't open his eyes. 2, you can see that he has a blindfold over his eyes. And 3, how? How?
I don't even understand. And at the end, like towards out of nowhere, the second he gets his glasses, that man was cool. He's like, hey, I'm sick of this school. Let's go do 80s.
Let's go watch Star Wars.
Let's go do 80s things. Hey, put on that Michael Jackson Thriller jacket, Nightcrawler, and pop your collar. We're in the 80s. We're all edgy.
Hey, that would have been a great movie.
I would love to see that movie.
It would have been
X-Men,
it would have been
Day Off.
It would have been like Xmen Evolution, basically.
It would have been X-Men, like a day at the zoo. And it'd just be them being fucking gallivanting. And be the Charles be like, I need help. And they'd be like, old man, you in your wheelchair.
Old man, they're like all the same age.
The ages in this movie do confuse me. Because Wolverine definitely stopped for Jean Grey. He was like, you're young right now. But I could tell. I could tell. Yeah. I won't kill you guys.
Watch Game of Thrones.
Where's the Weapon X program take place at? Like, where was that? Was that like in a country where like the legal age of consent is different? It's like, are you 8? Are you 18? No,
And probably
16 here.
I'll leave some heat for Lugo because I could go in actually. The more I think about it, the more fire I could add. But one of the scenes that I was like, well, this just why is the first scene when you see Quicksilver, and you know this kid is cool as fuck. Not the TV changing one, but when he shows
that was
up,
not funny.
When he shows up, he doesn't know there's an explosion happening. He saves the day, super cool. He's fucking around. It's great. He did not see the explosion, but he just knew. This man has the ability to stop time. Here comes Stryker. His name was Stryker, right?
Yeah.
With like 4 guards with guns, and he doesn't think for a second like, there's no way they'll shoot. That's stupid. Our house just blew up. Why would they shoot? And they shoot them all with concussive blast. These are the most impressive guns I've seen because they knocked out maybe like 50 mutants. Maybe 20. I don't know how many he saved.
All of them.
The very first thing when Wolverine breaks out, everyone has normal guns. I was like, you have some of the best technology I've seen. You made him. How do you not plan to take him down?
What's funny is that they made him and they used bullets that they knew that wouldn't work on him.
Where are your concussive guns?
It was like that one scene in Metal Gear Solid 1 with Gray Fox, where he's killing everybody and they're shooting him with bullets and they know it doesn't work, but they're like, I gotta use it.
Why even try?
I gotta do it.
I didn't think I'd get this far.
I never thought he'd break up.
And he was in there for so long, I didn't think he could escape.
I believe this side is cooked. We're gonna flip it. I'm gonna let you sizzle the other side because I'm gonna go in all day. We're gonna run out of time.
Well, my take on the movie. Again, usually you guys should know by now. I'm not too critical. I shut off my mind. I just watch the movie and try to enjoy it. I try my best to enjoy any movie I watch. It was boring. It was pretty. I don't know if I want to blame the method that we watched it in. but the CGI looked. Do you guys know if the CGI was as bad as it looked like in here on the big screen?
Even if it wasn't as like if we saw it in a lower quality, the amount of CGI we saw in this movie is outrageous.
I feel like the worse quality, the better it hides bad CGI. With a crisp, movie screen, I can see all of it. I can see the green screen.
Because the second that y'all mentioned the background was all CGI of Egypt, that was all CGI. I literally couldn't stop looking. I couldn't stop looking at stuff, and the.
I assumed this entire set was just green.
Okay,
it was
just all
in a green screen.
So aside from all the green screening stuff, I do like watching action movies, and I that this movie didn't have any of that. Sadly, it really didn't. The most action it had was the Wolverine scene, and it was super short. It was like a couple seconds long.
That kind of sucked.
And it was a couple seconds long, and they didn't really juice it. It was just, I killed you, I'm running, I killed you, I'm running.
It wasn't even a good fight.
Yeah, it wasn't a fight. It was just him killing people.
Some of those hits didn't even land. They were just like, you got me.
What else was there? I mean, I don't have. You guys really tackled all the
main points.
All the just. I can't. I have no opinion on this movie, honestly.
Do you have anything positive to say? Maybe?
No, I have nothing positive.
No. The positive thing, shout out.
Actually, no. Yeah, true. Apocalypse. Yeah, he was funny. I had a lot of laughing moments, actually. Because,
you are my children.
But this is the type of movie, if you watch and, like, nitpick it and make fun of it, that's why I enjoyed the movie. If I was watching by myself, I wouldn't have even gone through the whole thing, honestly. I would have just looked for something better to watch. But because you guys, made a lot of jokes inside, there's so many inside jokes that you can make from this. If you want to go and watch this movie with a group of friends and make fun of it, this movie's perfect for you. Make fun of it all you want. But if you really want to just go enjoy a movie, just don't watch it.
If you want to watch a good movie, don't go to this movie.
Watch this movie with a group of friends, because Apocalypse really is the best.
Yeah, just watch it with
First thing, don't spend money in this movie. I'm tired of Brian Singer making these shitty-ass X-Men movies, alright? He needs to lose his job. You know what? Watch Deadpool. And if it's not in theaters,
Deadpool was good.
We gotta make sure
wait for the DVD and Blu-ray or something.
Or Netflix.
This movie this video of ours has to blow up so we can send the message to the masses not to support this shit.
Support Apocalypse, though. Him and his love affair for Charles Xavier.
Give him his own
sitcom.
Bring
your body.
Give him his show.
Bring that ass here, boy. Bring that ass here, boy.
By the way, people, imagine how funny it would be if he switched bodies with Xavier and he got in his body and he was like, a new young body, and he tried to move his legs. He was like, shit, these legs don't work. Put me back now.
See, on the topic of that, in the beginning of the movie, he switches bodies with some guy who can regenerate his skin.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he has, healing whatevers. He gets buried. He comes back up. And then he wants to switch bodies again. Why?
Charles Xavier had the ability for...
telepathy?
He has that. No, it was he could control people, I believe, or
that's telepathy, technically speaking.
Yeah, I guess it was just a higher form of telepathy.
Okay, so now with that being, so he could take other mutants' powers by switching bodies with them.
Yeah, they get added to
How did he get? What was his first power originally then?
Matter manipulation.
Yeah.
Matter manipulation. So everything else that he could do aside from matter manipulation was just him switching bodies over and over?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it'd be matter manipulation and enhancing other people's powers, because his first 4 horsemen group, they were incredible.
They were lit.
That guy did a sonic blast and turned people into skeletons.
You saw the guy she turned into a jigsaw puzzle?
Yeah, she was like...
He jumped and she crumbled him like a piece of paper and threw him like Kobe.
You know what's funny? I can see a movie with them.
Oh, I would love to watch that first movie.
I wish they would have came to the future with him. It would have been the X-Men versus them.
It explains why he was rolling his eyes so much. He was like, useless. My team was so lit before.
My boys were so real.
You know what? If you spend more time looking at Cerebro, maybe you would have a lit team. There's some pretty strong mutants. Where's Nitro?
He could have grabbed Wolverine.
Nitro?
Wait.
Wolverine did become his horseman in the comic books. He became the horseman of death in the comic books.
That sounds like a good horseman. Instead, what he settled for was edgelords, just edgy people, and Psylocke.
He just looked at your haircut and was like, can you join my team?
Not even. He gave him the freaking edgy haircut.
Also, remember that dude who pointed the gun at him? What was that guy's mutant power? Or did he just look weird?
I don't know if he was a mutant.
Wait, which one?
He was housing mutants. I thought he was a mutant or some kind. The dude in the edgelord basement that's Mystique.
Oh, the bald dude?
He was like a viper or some shit.
He had weird eyes and he pulled out a gun at him. He was like, so do you even have a mutant power?
Also, why did Psylocke join him? Like, he just made her power strong and she was like,
That's a good enough reason.
that was like, honestly? She's been loyal to this one guy for, how many years, and then she's like,
You gotta question Psylocke's loyalty, because at the end of the movie, Storm immediately sees, like, oh, this is going under. Yeah, lightning at him, and she, like, jumps ship. And Psylocke just looks from a distance like, fuckers, I hate you all. And walks away. I was like, why are you mad? You have no quarrel with them, actually.
I don't know, man.
This movie's odd. I actually don't really understand this movie.
I don't. That's why I don't really. I can't form an opinion of. I mean, aside from it being bad, I can't. I was so looking forward to like giving it a saving grace and like not being too harsh on it.
Eye-rolling in Apocalypse.
Yeah, like that's it. I didn't want to be too harsh on it, but it really shouldn't have been made. I'm really mad.
I like Quicksilver.
It shouldn't have been made, and I like shitty movies. I like shitty movies.
You know what I didn't like also is how like quickly people died in this movie, and you don't get any like closure. I was like,
Havoc just died.
That arrow didn't kill 2 people. No way, that
did
arrow.
Havoc die?
Havoc died.
Yeah,
but why?
Cause he did.
Well, he didn't shoot that blast for no reason. So,
but Quicksilver couldn't save him. They're like, he was standing in front of us. I was like, I didn't see him.
I got everyone I
Time
saw.
was literally frozen. I didn't see him.
I got everyone I saw. I was like, so that means you ran through the house like multiple times. You just didn't see him at all. I guess the explosion was too fast for him and just vaporized his
maybe
ass.
Somebody
picked him up. They
teleported Havoc out of there or something.
Yeah, that's
something that happened in the 3rd movie or something. Or
that's another thing Bryan Singer does. Bryan Singer likes to kill characters for no reason. He loves it. If you remember Days of Future Past, remember all those mutants that Mystique saved with Havoc? Where the fuck did those guys go? Where did Toad V2? Where did the guy who made people throw up?
Maybe they're in the school and I just didn't see them?
One dude had the power to make people like vomit and like die. Like they looked at him and he was like, "Oh my god!"
That's a great skill.
So like it's so fucking weird. Now, I bet you guys are wondering, roast session. Do you guys even like movies? Well, we do. It's just we see a lot of shitty fucking movies, including this one.
We do it for you guys.
Yeah.
I tried.
We do it for all 10 of you.
I tried.
All 10 of you s'mores.
Yeah, all you s'mores.
You see, we don't have to say spoilers because you shouldn't watch this movie.
You shouldn't.
And if you watch this movie and watch this podcast, you're regretting your purchase.
But join the conversation regardless. I know this movie has you guys vexed also. You have to be. I'm stunned to hear some people actually did like this film.
Defenders of this film?
Because there were people who were like, oh, if you don't know the comics, I don't know the comics. I consider myself a math teacher when I'm watching movies. I'm like, 4 plus 5. If you tell me 4 plus 5 equals 20, instantly in my head, I'm like, that's wrong. But show me your work. I give partial credit. Go ahead. Lie to my face. All right. Maybe Apocalypse is that small, and maybe this is how his creation started. Okay, sure. Maybe Jean Grey can just summon that Phoenix power when, the circumstance, when the plot demands. All right, fine. Give me something to work with, please. God.
I'm replaying the whole movie in my mind right now, and I forgot like 3/4 of it.
Well, the movie did go pretty fast, even though
the pacing was super fast.
Even though like nothing about the movie is good, the movie did keep going.
Oh, they didn't care. There was no breaks.
You know what?
And I did enjoy Quicksilver's running scenes.
Actually,
I didn't enjoy the one where it was on his face.
A lot of people did like it, actually.
What the fuck was that scene? It was like close up on his face. He was like, "What the fuck was that scene,
man?" It wasn't
man?
as good as the scene in Days of Future Past.
Okay.
But it was still the best part of the movie.
But all right, so final thoughts. Let's wrap this up.
Closing statements.
Closing statements. I think it's grilled on both sides. I think it's cooked, well done, if not burnt.
You want us to give ratings?
This motherfucker's charred.
It's charred.
It's charred as hell.
I don't want.
I give this movie a Batman vs Superman out of 10.
God. How much money was spent on this one? This was
170 million. We looked up.
178 million.
78 million.
You know how much tacos that is?
Three times.
I would not have spent. If I had to guess, with all the CGI that went into this film, I would have guessed they spent not even half that. And I'm upset that
I
they.
enjoyed
By the way, people. Oh, look, the timer.
That's what I was warning you about.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Well,
But yeah, by the way, people, real quick, Deadpool's budget was $58 million.
That was a good film.
And that movie looked way better than fucking
Way
X-Men
better.
Apocalypse.
If you guys think the roast session doesn't like films, we like Deadpool.
We like
Great
that.
pacing,
It was good.
entertaining, fun.
If anything, somewhere down the line, we'll do like a small little 20-minute thing about it because we can't roast that movie that hard. We can't just go in about that
we
movie.
can talk
It
about
won't
Ryan
even be the
Reynolds.
roast session. That episode would be called The Delightful Speech.
I got things for every movie.
I can comment on his ass.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be like an hour long like this or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You can poke at a movie and say what's fucked up about it, but Deadpool had very few things comparatively to everything else that we've reviewed, talked about, and put ourselves through. We love the s'mores.
We love you, S'mores.
We love you, s'mores. So
We love
much.
you, small.
Down to your creamy centers.
Yes.
You give us diabetes.
You guys, you blindly follow leaders. You all my children. You blindly follow PewDiePies and Markipliers. Yes. All right, close it out. We're done here.
All right, so this has been the roast session. I've been Yao,
It's Gabs.
And Junior.
And Stefan.
and we'll see you guys later.
Where the fuck's the stop button?
I went jet
I was gonna
hose.
say you should have done